you want to make a song for your FNF mod, but don't know how? I'm coming to help you. In this tutorial, I will briefly talk about how to write a song for FNF mod yourself. The guide will consist of 2 videos, preparation for the track and the composition itself. This is the second part of the FNF song tutorial. In this part, we will go over the basics of composing and finally create the track. Interesting? Then let's get started. Attention! This guide is not a set of rules for composing, just a little help to push you to create your own masterpieces. I am not a great composer, just self-taught. Also, I will not teach you the basics of FL Studio. Otherwise, the video will be too long. Keep this in mind. In the last part, we stopped at how we prepared the voice of the boyfriend, prepared the instruments for composition and made several voice clips of the enemy. Before we start, I will give you a little insight into the composition. Any music consists of 3 parts: melody, harmonization, percussion. For your convenience, we will divide harmonization into 3 categories: bass, chords, and the rest. Compare music to house. The bass is the foundation of our composition, the chords and the rest are the walls, and the melody is the doors and windows. Often houses also have a garden, percussion. Not all dwellings have a garden, but it complements the house and makes it more interesting and dynamic. Likewise, sometimes the garden is an important part of the house. So it is with percussion. Also, there is rhythm in music. In a broad sense, rhythm is any flow of durations, divided or not divided into regular, periodic, repetitive, time intervals. Rhythm glues the composition together. Percussion and bass are usually responsible for the rhythm. In our composition, the voices will be a melody, and the instrumental will be bass, percussion, and the rest of the harmonization. If you are interested in learning more about composing music, try searching the internet for other guides on this topic. There are a lot of them. Let's start by choosing a theme for the composition. Think about what the music itself will be like. Which character will sing your melody? What do you want to convey to the listener? What is the theme of the mod itself? I decided to do this. Let's come up with a kid in a hat, wearing a long raincoat. He will oppose boyfriend without a microphone and, most likely, is not very familiar with electronics. I believe that our character would not sing too fast or dynamic songs. Therefore, the length and speed of the song will be slow or medium. Then, the character is dressed in an old-fashioned cloak, loose pants, old boots, and a hat of some wizard. The clothes and the boy himself remind me of 19th century street music. Let's select tools in this topic. For the chords, I'll take the accordion from the font sound font. For the bass, I'll take an acoustic bass from the same sound font. The rest of the harmonization will be on the shoulders of the piano, brass, and strings. For percussion I will use a drum kit from the Labs plugin and a bongo from the font sound font. Voices of BF and opponent. And also, let's not forget about the second method of voice for the enemy. For this I will be using a bandian from the SGM soundphone and a flute from the font soundphone. Together they sound great. Let's make the song itself. Start with BPM, these are the numbers higher. The higher the numbers, the faster the song. First, how will the song be structured? The easiest way to build FNF songs would be like this. Intro, Section A, Section B, Section C, Section A+, Section B+, Section C, Section C+, and outro. It will not confuse the player and will also make the gameplay interesting and not repetitive. Then, it's time to build chords. What are chords? Chords are 3 or more notes grouped close together. The most basic chords are minor, sad/emotional, and major, cheerful/strong. They are the main harmonization and drag the whole composition with them. Each song uses a chord progression. To find a nice chord progression, try using the chord O fifth circle. I'll make a progression without it, but you try, follow the circle. You can give a little rhythm to the chords as I did in the example if you want to. Once we've done the chord progression, let's start writing the bass. Basically, the bass plays the notes of the chords. Try to make a rhythmic and interesting rhythm on the bass to make the composition more interesting. The rhythm of the bass should be roughly similar to the rhythm of the chords. Then, percussion. The drums are the main part of the rhythm of the song. Basically, drums are made up of 3 sounds: kick, snare, and hi-hat. Kick plays strong beats, 1 and 3. Snare is weak, 2 and 4, hi-hat plays 8th or 16th. Try to build drums to the rhythm of the bass so everything fits together. I also add bongo part, because I very like them. The penultimate one is the rest of the harmonization. There are no special rules, you can insert anything you want, it is important that it sounds good with the track. In the example, I inserted a piano that plays 3 notes of chords in succession, brass in the C parts, which plays the rhythm of the bass with chords, and strings that play chords without rhythm in the C parts. And finally, the melody. There are many ways to create melodies. But there are 2 basic principles: to build a melody from chords or to build chords from a melody. The easiest will be the first. In order to start writing a melody, you need to consider 4 rules. Write a melody in a certain key. In order to not chew over what musical scale is, we can immediately set the key to the chords using the FL Studio. Go to the piano roll and select helpers there. Then, in the new menu select Scale Height Lighting and in the Scale tab select Automatic. This way, all notes will sound nice together when played on light notes. Write the melody to the rhythm. If the song is slow, then the melody should be slow too. I advise you to take the 1/4 beat option in the tab in the magnet drawing. This is the gold standard of melodies. Write the melody along with the chords. Use the notes of the chords in your melody so that it fits with the entire track. Just keep in mind that making a melody using only chords note is very boring. The chord is simply not interesting to the listener. And most importantly, make your melody shaped like wave. If the melody goes equally the same whole song, then it will not be interesting listen to. Once we have compiled the melody and the song itself, let's finish with the voices of the enemy and BF. Usually, in FNF songs, the enemy sings first, and BF repeats after him. To make this, simply copy the main melody to the opponent and then paste the same melody to the BF. You can give BF a little bit variety in order to make the transition between parts. The song is ready, let's listen. Congratulations on your first track written. Now you know how to make FNF songs. For your convenience, I will leave the FLP file of the project in the description. Also, if there be enough questions in the comments, then I will do the third part with answers to them. Ask them please. That's all. Share this video with your friends, like and subscribe to the channel. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Good luck and goodbye.